Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope everyone is having a very light day at work today. Or if you're already done, hopefully you got off work early. We can only hope. But for me, actually I don't get off work early today, in the streaming sense. In fact, I'm going to be streaming a little bit later, as in until around 6 p.m. Well, we'll see about that, because I do actually have a family barbecue happening, but it is actually at my place. So people are kind of shuffling in over time. There's no like real set time for everyone to be here. I'm not the only person who's here at my place, so like don't worry, I don't have like a set time to leave. Somewhere between 5 and 6 p.m. So we have in the ballpark of 3 to 4 hours here. But I hope everyone is having a great day so far. Because it would suck if your Friday sucks. So, yeah, that's that's kind of it. Good afternoon, first and foremost. We'll have our little introductions. So, good afternoon to the Stalin DLRP and to Goldtooth, who right out the gates, I didn't even get to leave my starting soon screen, has already given a $20 super chat for the stream. Thank you very much, Goldtooth. Spend the morning binge watching your videos, learn more than I expected. Much thanks. I'm very glad to hear that, because in a lot of my videos, I do try to, not just for myself, but also because I like to talk about history, I do like to try and learn whatever I can. Sometimes it's not like the most in-depth or the most detailed, but I want to try and learn a little bit about some things, some starting situations for countries throughout history, or maybe, you know, especially in that Canada video I did, just kind of generally talk about history. So I'm glad that people actually enjoy that part of things rather than just the pure gameplay and numbers of it all. So I'm very happy to hear that. Also, good afternoon to Bergen-König. Want to do a pun with Genoa, but genuinely can't think of one. I was gonna have a whole like mods do this thing to him, but judging by your name, I have to assume you already don't have AC, and that has to be punishing enough in this summer. So I'll let you off with a free pass on that one. Good afternoon, the famous rats, and to EU5, who I may have missed earlier. Corbett, can you tone down the smoke? Hold on, TTS.
Why does this thing exist that I do not know?
We'll get to that in a second. Let me finish my first thought. Corbett, could you tone down the smoke? It's hard to see. I'm trying to enjoy my Taco Bell lunch with extra lettuce. Yeah, my apologies. I'll get right on that. I'll put on my firefighting equipment, and personally, I'll just intervene. I think I can probably make that work out. But yeah, it's bad, I hear. It's I've seen the reports of like the air quality. Fortunately, it's not too bad where I am, so it's not gonna be ruining my family barbecue this afternoon. But in some other places, yeah, I've seen how bad it is. It's like if you're in like the very southern tip of Ontario, like right around where Toronto is and further south, like Toronto to Windsor, then yeah, you kind of look like you're in a scene from Breaking Bad, right? It's it's pretty bad. It seems. Also, thank you very much, Lysander, for the 18 months in the levy. Why does this thing exist that I do not know? You mean like the levy, or like the member refresh thing? Sadly, he's from Canada, so we can't use our usual answers. Joke's on you, I'm from South Europe. If Turkey is Europe, we have AC. There you go. At least somebody has the proper sense. I don't know. I actually have no idea why my AC is not standard in Hold on, sorry, I got a message that stunlocked me instantly. It's like getting a nuclear bomb dropped on you, but they can wait until after the stream. Yeah, sorry. At least somebody, I suppose, has AC in the Mediterranean, but I do wonder why it's not really in most of Europe. I don't actually know why that is. I'm sure someone can probably tell me. But anyway, Yeah, I will be throwing more smoke into the air today, that's true. In fact, I am contributing even further to global warming as my PC does heat up my office quite a bit. And to solve that problem, I do use AC, so unfortunately, I am contributing to the problem. But member refresh thing wasn't going to pop up like Twitch would. Oh, gotcha, right. But I could have sworn, at least sometime in the past, you've used the member refresh thing. Maybe. Stone houses built before it was a thing. Yeah, but I've also heard stories of people saying like, oh, I want to install AC personally. But then they get told by their building that like, or like the... Yeah, I think by their building that like, actually you can't have that and you have to take it out. Like you can't even install your own like window one or something? I don't know. Maybe that's not true. It is, after all, a story on the internet, which means that it's probably fake and not real. You've been streaming more EU5 lately. Do you enjoy the game more now? I will say I'm a little bit more fond of EU5 this past week and a half or so. Okay, other than the Manchu run, that was not particularly fun. But I did just finish recording a Milan video that I am quite excited to release because I actually had a lot of fun doing it. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this Genoa campaign as well. Even though I will say at the start when we were playing out the whole beta, I didn't have very high expectations, but as the beta improved and as it went to release, I've actually been having a lot of fun. Now that being said, just sort of moving on to the next section here, as I think we've gotten a few people in, it's been like 10 minutes, right? So, continuing on from our campaign as Genoa that we were playing on Tuesday, we did actually get an update in between. I think that was Tuesday. Anyway, merchant republics have been very slightly nerfed, I believe. If we look at our merchant republic reform here, although, yeah, the trade income I think was dropped from 25% to 20%. And that might be the main thing that was been changed here. I'd have to double check the patch notes, but all countries have increased their trade income, and merchant republics have dropped their trade income increase from 25% to 20%. So I think trade is generally more profitable for everybody in the game, which I think is good. I had a few situations when I was playing Milan where my trade buildings, my marketplaces were actually costing me more money than I was making through the trade. And that felt a little bit weird to be playing in Italy, considered, you know, rather rich by the standards of the time in Europe, and for some reason the trade just being entirely unprofitable. That was a little bit odd. So I'm glad they did change that. I think that's a positive change, generally speaking. And that might actually be it. That one little patch we had. Oh, right. Less notification spam. Reduced Imperial Circle leader notifications significantly. So that is that's something I'm looking forward to, because that was a little bit annoying. Kind of forced me to always pay 20% of my income every 3 years or something. So that's cool. We are still attempting to kind of build up a trade empire here. We're a little bit uninvolved and I would say slightly uninterested in the affairs of Italy. Of course, we are still leading the Ghibellines, so we do want to make sure that we win this, not because we care too much about the HRE, but it's just kind of part of the LARP. Yeah, that's kind of it. There is certainly like a huge reason behind it. Just because I kind of want to. Now, on top of that, we do actually have a CB against Savoy here. Let's just double check our antagonism. It's not too great, but it's also not too bad. Soon enough, we're also going to be invading Florence, because I believe we do have enough naval presence. maritime presence to get a decent connection from our capital to Lucca and then hopefully into Florence through that. Or if not, we can at least take Pisa, which was, I think, my original plan here. But we do have a truce with Florence for the next little while, so that's not happening. I think for now, we're either going to chill out a little bit, or we could see what we're going to do in the Balkans, since we do have some interest here. I just don't think we have the requirements to build any CBs. The Ottomans also kind of scare me, which is another reason why I want to attack them, because if I don't, then they're going to do what the Ottomans did in real life, which was just take everything in the Balkans and surround this area until eventually they just collapse in on it. So that's kind of not ideal, I think. So we might end up attacking Serbia. Hungary is in our way here. Ooh, the Ottomans are already in Greece. Ew, I don't like that. Yeah, maybe what we need to do is invade Naples, but instead of taking Italian territory, feed more to Greek subjects here. And then maybe we can get a little border with the Byzantines to get our heresy CB. Actually, did I take the heresy CB? No, I don't think I did. No, of course I didn't. I picked the Diplo focus, because I'm playing trade focused right now. Right. So we do have to worry about what we're going to do with the Ottomans. They kind of scare me a little bit, and they're only going to get stronger. I guess we'll have to find out. It might include basically just strengthening our position in Italy to the point where we can just deploy a bunch of troops over to the Ottomans. That includes strengthening the navy. We're going to want more trade offices, of course, so we can have more trade. It's worth actually letting a month go by just to see what our trade income looks like. Oh, it's even higher than it was before, I think. Right. So in terms of profitable trade, where have we been trading? What makes us a lot of money here, I guess, is the question. I guess it doesn't really tell me. Sort by profit, and then you check, and this doesn't appear to be sorted. Because it's not really... Oh, because it's total profit, not per capita. Or, per trade capacity. That's what this is sorting by. Total profit 1.98. Actually, it doesn't seem sorted either. That's kind of weird. I just want to know what's the most profitable for our trade. What makes us the most money? And if I had to guess, it's going to be our trade with Alexandria, because it usually is. So if we could, actually, maybe what we want to do is attack Venice. We're going to need to build up, I think, a little bit of a larger navy, because I think they have heavies. But we should attack Venice, and we should steal Crete. Because I think that's going to allow us to trade a lot more with Egypt. I don't know if we'll make our own market here. It is a little far from pretty much every market. So it does seem reasonable to set up a little market in Crete just for trade. See about that. So, Venice. You are not in my faction. It would also be hard to reach you. A lot to think about here. Maybe I'll get a claim for Crete, land on Crete, take it. It'll make it a lot easier to just land and keep stuff there. As far as the nearby territory goes, I think we're looking mostly at Savoy, just because we have this insulted CB. So let's go ahead and actually insult you. Do we have any trade posts in the Alexandria market? No. Well, we have one. And I don't really know how we got this. I think we started the game with it because they don't like us very much. Also gonna have some trade offices here. I have been considering maybe it wouldn't be a great idea to actually annex our subjects here. Because while at some point we may want to, for now, the sheer amount of trade capacity we get from the trade offices is really useful for how much money we make. So it really is a situation where staying small does allow us to make more money, I think. What's the plan for this game, boss? I've been out of the loop. The plan is basically we're going to stay relatively small in Italy as we expand, and then our expansion through Italy will happen kind of according to our needs. Our primary motive is profit. And so one of the reasons why we're choosing to side with the Ghibellines and remain in the Empire is because the Emperor is surely going to protect us from outside threats, like the Ottomans. Probably not, though, because I think if they attack Byzantium, my subject here, I think we're just kind of cooked. How long is that going to take? Another 4 years or something? Let's say 4? Yeah, okay. Alright, let's not forget, we do have a bunch of countries asking for stuff. Now it's no more big money, but no money. No. We do have big money. We're still expanding the gold mines after all. In fact, in terms of our money, we make the second most. Only because France is France. Can't really do much about that. Indeed, France is still French. To everyone's chagrin. Financial grant. Everyone wants my money. Oh boy. 722 ducats. And if I deny it, because I have to deny it 3 times, then it makes the circle upset. But not that upset. Ooh, also I want that. Yeah, I really want that actually. Imperial Circle, reform the coinage. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ooh, not that much. Trade posts everywhere possible. Well, maybe not everywhere possible, but in a lot of places. See, that's why we're friends with France and we're friends with England, or sorry, Anglia. Okay, buddy. They want to be fancy like that. And also in the Baltic. We're expanding our ventures. Okay, right. I did want to declare war on you. Wait, did I insult you and that made you happier? What is wrong with you? Oh, because I reformed the circle coinage. I'm literally too popular. I can't invade anybody without losing stability. Other Diplo penalties if you ally with 2 rivals. If I ally with 2 rivals? Like 2 countries that hate each other? Maybe? I think there's like a little penalty. What ships do you actually have? 7 light ships, 5 heavies, and 5 transports. Okay, I don't really care about those heavies. Because I have a lot of galleys. I have 25 galleys and 8 barks. I think those will outclass the heavies, probably. And then, of course, I have my transports. Right, these should also be over here. So I think what we're going to do with this, unless we have a really good privilege... Okay, these two are pretty decent. Proximity cost without maritime presence. Coastal trading posts. That is pretty decent. No, it's fine. We're going to use this for a CB. We are going to take Crete, I think. Doesn't seem too difficult. I think I'm stronger. Any small nations are popular enough with that would accept diplo-vassalization? That's a really good question. I'm a little too concerned about having too many subjects. That would be the main problem. I mean, the Bank of St. George would become my subject. I don't really know what that would do for me. I'm pretty sure they're already my state bank. Yeah, it looks pretty unlikely. Form the Roman Empire, but what if I don't want to do that this campaign? Go do 20 different things that I don't really want to do? I'm okay. I think I'm just gonna keep on playing Genoa. If I want to do a sweaty campaign, then I'll announce that I'm doing a sweaty campaign, but that's not what this is. We're here for money. We're here to make big stacks and to do our little Genoa roleplay. Anyway, CB. Here. Yoink. Alright. Austria will join. That's fine. I mean, what are they realistically going to do? Raise those levies. They're going to stay home, though, because the actual ships that are going out here... actual men that are going to make their way over there. It's going to be these guys. Maybe in a month, though. We'll just drop them off, take control of the island, and then just chill. Actually, hold on. I guess it's not a huge deal, never mind. Alright, we do have no food, let's fix that. Hello, you have food? Please give it to my guys here. Thank you. Alright, then we just have like random people joining the war for the love of the game. Is that because you're the emperor? It is because you're the emperor. Ah, oh well. Why are you allied to Venice? That's kind of cursed. You know, one of the great things that I really like about wars in EU5 is that if you do actually take the strategic objective and hold on to it, you can usually just win. It doesn't really matter how many people are against you if they can't really reach the objective. You can just get what you want. You winning, Corbett? I'd say I'm winning pretty sufficiently. If by winning you mean making big money, then absolutely. Wait a second. Hold on. I shouldn't do that. That was dumb of me. Go back. Well, maybe it wasn't dumb of me. Okay, I thought that the army that I fought didn't actually get stack wiped. What happened to my war score? Oh, subjects. Yeah, that happens. Yep, you have subjects and you lose war score. It's actually very consistent. It's crazy how consistent that is. Maybe I'll crush your little navy real quick. Give these guys a second to not get an attrition tick. Can I do anything for this? Plutocratic support, sure. Let's see if I can do a little more road building, actually. Although I don't really have to do much road building. We have this one here, that's important. Not much to build roads to begin with. Just because our maritime presence is actually pretty decent. So, yeah, never mind. We don't need to build roads. Unless, over here we could build some roads, actually. Screw it. One road. There you go. Okay, now where to go next? Really unfortunate that my subject lost that battle. What even was that? My Republic of Naxos lost 4 troops. And because of that, we lost how much war score? I mean, surely this isn't right. Losing 25 war score because 4 total people lost a battle. That can't be working as intended. It was a naval battle? Okay, but still. Minus 25% because Byzantion had 11 transports, I guess. 11... I don't actually know what those ships were. Thinking about the Venetian Navy, they had to be transports that were lost, right? Seems like a bit much. But in theory, that means that if I wipe out the Venetian Navy, then I can just get that back, right? Surely that's what that means. Oh, there we go. We won a naval battle. Did I get much war score? No. Okay. I find that the Holy Roman Emperor really likes to just throw a bunch of random people into this war. Into wars in general. They really like calling people into war. Okay, you guys can group up. There's not much to do here. Maybe I'll blockade Venice. But other than that... I mean, where could we even go? Can I walk here? Oh. Okay, I mean, it's not the greatest idea, because we don't have food here. I also don't have any, of those caravan guys. But hey, we can give it a shot, I guess. I think I'd much prefer to wait here, though. Surely someone's gonna come over and be annoying. Financial grant? No. We'll offer financial grants once you start getting actually upset. In fact, you can have this instead. Oh, I'm a little concerned. Majorca, please don't do that. Yeah, let's go to these subjects that have, like, nobody here. You know what? Yeah, default, actually, to defensive. And then the only countries that shouldn't be are Saruhan, who can be normal. And also Byzantion, which can be normal. Arborea can be supportive. Yeah, please don't land troops. I know you're just gonna die and make me lose war score. I don't want that. I hunger for the Venetian navy. Surely by these metrics, I should have... You know what, whatever. Feed me Venetian ships. Where are they? The county of Gurk. Okay. Fake name, not a real place. More. Target acquired. Oh, I really wish I could get there before the 8,000 dropped off. 6 heavy ships versus 25 galleys and 10 light ships. Hold on, let me save real quick. Feed me the Venetian navy. More. More ships. Not enough. I need more ships. Although I suppose at this point I probably could just take the island. No? Really? If you say so. More. Feed me more Venetian ships. Yeah, about now. It's getting closer. I think their ships are hiding, but I can't prove it. Okay. Well, I mean, I can walk into Venice, right? Seems like Venice is kind of stuck out here. Yeah, maybe the blockade will do. It's probably fine if I just... Ooh, more ships. Delicious. More. I need more ships. Yes. More. 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 More ships. Keep them coming. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what's happening at this point. More. 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 Any more ships, please? This is nowhere near enough. I need more ships. Actually, can I get Austria to leave? No. Okay. I feel like the music is really loud for me, but maybe that's just me. Same as the usual volume. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Is it even worth sieging Venice over this? I'm kinda just here for the island. Well, I mean, I could always take more than the island. Could always destroy their monopoly in the Adriatic. Actually, are there Italians living here? Ooh, there are Venetians. Interesting. I could actually keep that as a core. Maybe this will be enough. I don't feel like sieging Ragusa unless you're going to allow me to take Ragusa as a vassal. And I have that. Ragusa as a vassal. Transfer Ragusa. Ooh, they might accept that. Ooh. That might be a lot more interesting than taking Dalmatia. Okay, maybe we'll sit in Venice for a little bit longer. How are the ships looking? Definitely a little worse for wear, some of them. Maybe it's time for us to build a few more. I'm a little bit too scared to go onto speed 7. Because I do only have like 14,000 troops here. Or I guess closer to 17,000. Papal States calls upon us to join their war against... Okay. The war they've started. That's a little awkward because my levies are over here. You're really putting me in the worst possible position here, bud. Really don't like being in this position. Okay, here's an idea. We're gonna detach the levies. Put them onto... Well, I guess they could just walk around, but I think this is gonna be faster, maybe. I have, what, like a month? We did not respond by the 2nd of July. Okay, we're gonna answer later. Because I'm gonna need until the 2nd of July, I think. You gonna give up yet? No, okay. How do people feel about my rule in the circle? Oh, they're fine. Okay, 2nd of July. It is now June. Not too concerning. Okay, there we go. Can I take my bestial? So close. Okay, what if we try and go for this town of Trieste as well? Okay, there we are. We're in the city. -2. So I will accept the call to arms. I just really want to make sure that my troops are back here before we do anything. Because I kind of want to take stuff from Savoy. And I'm hoping the Pope will grant me the stuff that I occupy if I occupy it. Okay, it's the 30th of June. We are going to accept. Okay, we've taken Trieste. Really? At 0? That's brutal. We can fight this one Austrian army. That shouldn't be an issue. Then we can bring this army to rejoin here, but surely we have enough. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So we get to take Ragusa, which I think is also a merchant republic. Actually, what is the history behind the Republic of Ragusa? I kind of just took for granted, like, oh, they're a merchant republic in the Balkans on the Adriatic coastline. Sure. But how did this actually come to be? Is this a completely Venetian creation? Okay, I think that's everything that we want from Venice. Well, I mean, I want more, but everything we're going to take for now. There we go. That's now our little subject here. Oh, we have a little blurb for the city of... Oh, well, now it's called Raugia. Sheltered beneath the limestone cliffs of the Dalmatian coast, Dubrovnik. Oh, is this Dubrovnik? Huh, what do you know? The Republic of Ragusa navigated the competing pressures of Venice, Hungary, Serbia, and the emerging powers beyond with extraordinary skill, paying tribute where necessary while maintaining a network of merchant consulates that stretched from Flanders to the Levant. That's cool. Because of the Dalmatian culture that differed from Croatian kingdoms, so they settled in the coastline where it was more urbanized. I see. Is Genoa the highest wealth location in all of Italy? Maybe not all of Italy. Yeah, 57. We actually own Lucca, which is higher. Well, I mean, the difference is that Genoa doesn't really have any benefits for, like, production, but Lucca, for example, has 45% fine cloth output. Venice gets 30% glass production, so they're pretty wealthy. Florence, they get 20% fine cloth output. So we actually don't get very much for production as Genoa. We just have really good harbor capacity. That's one of the main benefits we have. Except because we have high harbor capacity, we can also increase our trade advantage. So, you know, obviously we have the highest trade advantage in here. And it's not even close. But anyway, Ragusa, is that its own market? It is its own market. That is beautiful. What we're gonna do is we're gonna immediately rage bait them. Yeah, we're gonna go into here and we are going to divert trade. Now they're not gonna like that. That's kind of too bad. Now for the rest of our army here, I'll have you group up. Ships can go back home. We are not moving. We should be moving. Oh, that's weird. Why are we not... We're not exiled here, but we are exiled here. Yeah, it's very odd. Let's go get our ships. So we have to bring you back, I guess. Also pretty close to finishing the Guelphs and Ghibellines. Byzantium in a coalition. Wait, I didn't do anything that bad, did I? Oh no, you just hate me from that first war. Right, that's actually fair. Okay, we make a lot of money. We've increased our income by 30 ducats per month in the past couple of years. I think a lot of that, yeah, a lot of that is trade income. We're starting to make some of the trade in the northern markets. Look at that, I mean, oof, that trade between Egypt and ourselves. Name a better combo, Egypt and Italy, when it comes to trade. That's one of the all-timers. Mostly wheat. That's a really big one. Although in this case we're importing a lot of sugar. Interesting. I'm starting to think about how how this game is actually going to be really interesting. As it continues to mature with its trade systems and its simulation, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how things change. Because we're importing a lot of sugar from Egypt right now, right? Mostly due to, you know, the climate being suitable for growing sugar, and there's a lot of demand for it. But at some point, of course, far out to the west, it's going to be a new source of sugar. That's going to tank a lot of the trade that we have between ourselves and Egypt. It's actually going to jeopardize a lot of our trade income. So I guess we'll just have to adapt to that. They were 1.3.11, if so, seems they didn't fix the Imperial request spam. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder what they meant when they said they fixed that. What did they mean by that? Reduced Imperial Circle leader notifications significantly to lessen notification spam while playing as HRE leader. Maybe what they mean is like if you're playing as the Emperor, you get fewer notifications from the circles? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, we're still kind of getting spammed with requests. I mean, it's not a huge deal. I can afford to just let this tank for a little bit. I don't really want to pay them, what is it? Yeah, 800 ducats? No, thank you. Okay, so we have taken this. Only 2,000 troops. We're gonna split this in half. You go here. You go there. We'll probably speed 5 this too. As we continue to expand our trade offices. More trade up here too. A little more trade up in Britain and the North Sea. A little bit in Paris, maybe. Didn't manage to release this guy yet because, of course, we are not at peace. A little bit in Carpathia and the Balkans. A little bit up in Scandinavia as well. Just along here. $800 is absurd. Well, it's... Okay, you guys are fine with that, actually. That's the other thing that's slightly annoying, is that the Elevate country request, it just has like the same notification type. So when I'm trying to avoid getting spammed with requests for money, I sometimes forget to do the things that are fine. Like, you want a financial grant? I'm not paying you 774 ducats. 800 is absurd. 800 is just part of our income, so because our income is 12 times 300-ish, it's taking 20% of that income. I mean, it does make sense, it's just like, I don't want to pay you 20% of my income. What are you, the Bank of Accioli, going to do with so much money that you genuinely can't even use it? Well, they can make more banks, I guess. You know what? Have at it. Make some banks. Be useful. Okay, Mr. Pope. Mr. Pope, please, may I take some things? Oh, I can't peace out. I have to wait until May. Really? Okay, well, Pope Man, you know exactly what I want, so if you have the opportunity... Crossing the Alps in the winter, surely this has never gone wrong. Beautiful. We're gonna sit here for like 3 seconds. There we go. I think I got nothing from that. Thanks, Pope. Now I can't cross the Alps in the winter. Oh no, actually I'm exiled because now I'm in Avignon. That's fantastic, man. That is so great. So I have to pay money to get back home. Thanks, Pope. And now I have a truce with these guys that I wanted to declare war on and actually take their territory. Thanks, Pope. Okay, when is this done? Like 2 years? Okay. Alright, no food access for you because you were mean to me. Alright, we're going to re-release a subject in here. Another little merchant republic. Actually, if I release you, are you going to be a merchant republic? Republic of Candia. Oh yeah, you would be, because you were Venetian. Okay. Maybe I should have told them to transfer this guy too. Oh well. So, Candia. We need you for the trade offices. And also, I'm thinking it would be kind of nice to give you your own market. Maybe. No. Because the trade offices, yeah, you exist to be in a different market. That's your purpose. That's why you exist, actually. So no, never mind. I am going to want many fondacos, so please give me fondaco rights. You say no because you're... Once again, you are not a competing merchant republic, you are my subject. I have created you for one purpose, and that purpose is giving me fondaco rights. Unbelievable. I'm on a Sweden run where I turned lowland culture in an attempt to make Finland the most populated region in the world. Became emperor in game turned unplayable due to this spam. Are we just gonna ignore the elephant in the room here? You did what? You turned the lowland culture? Wait, where's lowland? Like low Franconian? To make Finland the most populated region in the world. Most sane EU5 player. 80% of Finland can have polders. That's super funny. No, I mean, it works. You to you. That is very funny. We're inventing EU5 runs I've never even conceived of. Hi Corbett, I have a question. In the most recent patch, the AI would never develop their country and would hoard money to the point where conquest was impossible because OPMs had more money than God. Did they fix that in the current patch? I don't know, but allegedly they fixed the mercenary availability. I don't know if that means they made them more or less available, but apparently they fixed it. Not really sure what OPMs choose to spend their money on these days. Because you might be right that they just have too much money. Oh right, these transports can just sit behind. And you guys are going to patrol the seas for me. I think what sort of happens nowadays is that one province minor countries end up in more wars overall. So because they're in more wars, they tend to hire mercenaries more frequently and thus deplete their income or their treasuries. There we go, Luca's integrated. That's gonna be a lot of money, actually. Let's have you increase control a little bit. Used console commands to switch to all the countries near me and they had all this kind of money. Made me uninstall the game. Probably depends on the time frame. I mean, like super late into the game, they're definitely going to have tons of money. Speaking of money, I should spend some on having more soldiers. Should have some heavy infantry. Okay, who else can I declare war against? Florence, is this peace deal up? Or this, truce? No. I do need to build a spy network. We're waiting a little bit for some antagonism to tick down, but it's really not too bad. So is the gold mine integrated yet? No, but close. Okay. Venice joined the Ghibellines. That is super funny. The last second addition to the Ghibellines. Because now it really is just a waiting game of like 1 year. Oh shoot. Leg. Did I ever make infinite hospitals? Made some hospitals. You know what else I should do? Urbanize. We have too much wine. We don't need that much wine. We can turn that into a town. Same thing with wheat. That can be a town. Just a little one. What's the old saying? If it's stupid but it works, it ain't stupid, just tedious at best. I will say, playing Sweden deciding to flip to lowland culture just to make Finland the most populated place on the planet does sound tedious. Also, wouldn't it make more sense to play as, like, the Netherlands? And then just, like, take Finland? And put, like, a naval governor there? Doing it in Iron Man mode to finally get the War of Religion achievement. Playing EU5 in Iron Man mode, that requires a lot of grit. A lot of tenacity. Although, if I had played that Milan video that I've just finished recording, and I've played that in Iron Man mode, it wouldn't be too bad. Because that kind of worked as expected. Oh, I shouldn't have said no to that. Oops. Alright, the Ghibellines. Oh. That's awkward. Holy Roman Emperor dead, new Emperor in charge, and it is still Austria. Okay. Just out of curiosity, because the Ghibelline situation is going to end in 2 months. Do I still get to be the actual... Like, can I become the Kingdom of Italy? Or like the Republic of Italy? Please. 1 more month, I guess. Also, these government bonds have kind of grown on me. I kind of like these. I thought it was just going to be like a 4.8% monthly interest. And it is, but more specifically, it is perpetual interest on the face value of it. So you're paying 4.8%, but it's not compounding, which is kind of cool. Sorry. But yeah, let's see what happens if we wait 1 more month. Victory for the Ghibellines. Weird that it checks that halfway through, but that actually makes a lot of sense. I think them moving the checks for some things to, like, in the middle of a month is a lot better than them just trying to throw everything into the month tick. Probably makes the month ticks a lot smoother. Anyway, victory for the Ghibellines, that's nice. Every country with their capital in the region of Italy, but not in Lazio, Campania, and Principato. Apulia, Basilicata, and Calabria, and Sicily will join the Holy Roman Empire and add every location they own to it. The leader of the Ghibellines will be able to request the Kingdom of Italy title from the Emperor at much reduced requirements for 10 years. So I don't know too much about this. It's my first time actually finishing the Guelphs and Ghibellines. So I would like to ask... I can petition the Diets. For what, actually? To address a law. Okay, what can I do with this? No valid options. Wait, is the Golden Bull still locked? That can't be real. No, we did seal the Golden Bull. Okay, wait, what's the question here? what's the problem with that? No valid policies because there are no valid policies. Oh, because there's no authority. And etc, etc. Okay, whatever. So, how do I ask Austria for the title? Maybe they can't give me the title. Because I'm a republic. But wouldn't it be a lot cooler if they could give me the title of the Republic of Italy? Wouldn't that be so much cooler? Although I'm afraid I can't do that. How do I even ask for that? Is that a Diplo interaction? Italy. That's not how you spell Italy. Italy, nothing. No button for that. Okay. Italy. Request. I don't think I'm allowed to do that just because I'm not a kingdom. I was hoping it would allow me to get an equivalent so that republics still get some benefit from winning the Guelphs and Ghibellines as the Ghibellines. After all, I mean, republics are like half of Italy. That request is basically saying, hey Emperor, due to enough authority, now change the law I want you to. Yeah, it is kind of like, well, it's... kind of. It's petitioning them to change it. Basically the same thing, but like slightly less aggressive. Or, assertive. That's what you get for picking Genoa over Venice? We also wouldn't be able to do it if we were Venice. Oh man, I guess that's what I get for being a Holy Roman Empire lapdog. And being a republic. Minor detail, okay. Or maybe I just have to wait a month and I'm just impatient. That could also be it. Hello, Emperor. I would like to be Italy. One Italy, please. I don't think they're going to give me the title of Italy. Can I petition to become Italy? No, that is not a thing. Well, I guess that's that. We did it, guys. We won the Guelphs and Ghibellines. We didn't get anything out of it, but we did it. Okay. Yeah, the Emperor would be a really cool guy. I think we would decide to not leave the Holy Roman Empire if only the Emperor would give us the title of the Kingdom of Italy, or the Republic of Italy. If the Emperor did that, I think they would be really, really cool. And we would definitely not leave the Empire after doing the one thing we stayed in the Empire to do. I don't suppose there's a wiki entry on this, is there? Let's see, Guelphs and Ghibellines. Let's check the end of this. I don't know if it's updated, but we'll see. Leader of the Guelphs can form Italy with fewer locations for 200 years. Leader of the Ghibellines will be able to acquire Kingdom of Italy title in the HRE with less location requirement. It says for 200 years, but I think that's not updated yet. What's the question? The question is, how do I ask the Emperor to let me become Italy after we have won as the Ghibellines? And I think we're not allowed to do it because we're not a monarchy. I mean, we could change that. But then we wouldn't be a merchant republic, and that would make me pretty sad. Ghibelline's wrong side? What? Not the wrong side per se. I just wanted the... I just wanted to have a chill little Holy Roman Empire game. And not aggressively form Italy. Because, yeah, I mean, if you win as the Guelphs, then you can form Italy much faster. But yes, it must be an issue with being a monarchy. If I really want to, I guess I could go into the game files and check. Shouldn't be too difficult, because it's probably a Diplo interaction. Let me see here. I should be able to find this very quickly. We go into EU5. And we go to... Maybe it's in... Ghibellines? That's the GUI. Okay, Guelphs and Ghibellines, I actually can check that pretty easily. What do you know? Let's just see here. We have the ending conditions. Unended, okay. If the Guelphs win, then... Or if the Ghibellines win, then... Oh, it just sets a little variable. Ah, it's a dead end for us. Oh no. Yeah, because if it ends, then I think it sets a bunch of variables for everybody who's in the situation. But those variables don't really tell me much. So I'm not really too sure where to find that. I think you need Milan and Genoa for that event to fire. At least it should be an event. Ooh, that could be. Don't know if we'll find it in here, though. No, because these are historical events for Genoa. Okay, so you're saying it's an event? You need Milan and Genoa for that event to fire. Okay, let's see if I can find events. This Emperor, I get that pop-up around 1430 that the leader requests the title. Okay. As Emperor, you get that pop-up. And it's an event, which means it probably isn't a Diplo interaction. It makes a lot of sense for it to not be a Diplo interaction, because that one is very important. Yeah, I suppose the problem is that I don't exactly know where I'm going to find this stuff. Maybe if I go to events and type in Italy, nope, that gives me nothing. It's not really zero stream since last time EU5 did something wrong. It's just I'm not entirely too sure what to do with this. What are we talking about? We're talking about how we just won the Gelson Ghibellines as the Ghibellines, right? So Northern Italy is brought into the Empire because we're being good little subjects to the Emperor in this campaign, at least for now. And we want to ask Austria for the title of the Kingdom of Italy. Now, we're not a monarchy, and I'm wondering if that's the problem. But apparently it might be an event. Maybe we need to take Milan first. That's the other possibility. So maybe what I need to do is build a spy network and take Milan. It should be a Diplo action. Yeah, that's the thing. So we don't have that Diplo action. And so it might be because we are not a monarchy. Diplo interactions only for ducal rights. Kingdom rights is event-based. Maybe it'll just pop up at some point. I mean, we have 10 years, right? Sounds like the sort of thing you wouldn't be able to do as a republic. It does, but I don't know, I was kind of coping that maybe they would allow republics to gain a benefit from the end of the Gelson Ghibellines. Be requested by the leader of the Gelson Ghibelline situation. Well, yeah, it's the Ghibellines. Should be 100 locations. Well, if you're the winner of the Gelfs, like there are two different outcomes. If you're the Gelfs and you win, then it makes it easier. So that's the 100 locations. 100 locations, and you don't need the 3 cities, I think. If you are the leader of the Ghibellines, then you ask the Emperor. So either ask the Emperor or you form it yourself, because, you know, it's the whole thing between authority to the Emperor, so you ask for the title, versus breaking with the Empire and forming it yourself through force. But maybe it is also 100 locations, which is awkward for us, because we're not playing super aggressive in Italy. I mean, we're about to. We're going to take over Milan. Also, someone asked how we're making so much money. Basically, we're a trade republic, so we have enormous trade income. And then also, we just have temporary minting bonus from the circle. It says at least one of these, so you just need Milan. Well, don't I have... Well, at least one of these. Either you win as the Guelphs, or you have all of them. Milan, Florence, Naples. Oh boy, I love paying almost 1,000 to Perugia. No. But you still need the number of locations to form Italy. I may still need 100 to request the title. But I'm not sure, because it doesn't exactly indicate. But again, this might be a monarchy issue. That's why I was looking to check the requirements. So, outside of an event, how about this? Go into diplomacy. Never mind, that does not tell me very much. Situations? Basically, like, I'll have to dig through the game files. I don't really like digging through the game files, but it's the only way to know for sure why and how. I'm guessing 60 to 80 locations in one of the towns? Maybe. If it is a Diplo interaction, then we can actually find this. So we'll go into game, in-game, probably under common. Type in Diplo. We should get a folder that says like Diplo interactions or something. Or maybe we don't. Diplomatic endeavors? Nope, that's not it. Diplomacy? Nope, I don't think that's it. Really wish I knew where to find this. Google is also a mess with wrong info. Yeah, because it has a lot of outdated info too. Like, they just fixed this. Maybe it's in interactions? Nope. You would think it would be under diplomatic interactions as like a folder, but there is no folder called diplomatic interactions. Oh, country interactions. Hold on. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Formalize Italian state relations? Is that it? No, that has to be... That's to be the Italian wars type of thing. Okay, hold on. But we are getting closer. HRE. We're getting somewhere. Italy? Grant Kingdom title. Okay, hold on. Category HRE actions. Let's see. Yes, government type equals monarchy. We have found it. We have found it. Well, that is unfortunate. Turns out the thing we knew the entire time was indeed true. Well, at least we've confirmed it. Aw, man. That is unfortunate. The price I pay for making infinite money. I'm gonna cry in my piles of gold. Well, that's okay. Forming Italy right now wouldn't be like the craziest thing in the world. It would be nice, but it's not too important. Yeah, indeed, republics cannot be given kingdom titles. What do you know? Shocking news, I'm sure. Okay, Padua, here's a bunch of money. I need people to stop asking me for money. Well, we're gonna stay as a republic because we love being a merchant republic. You know what I want to do in this campaign, though? I think we should evolve out of a merchant republic. Like, it's cool that we're a republic right now. But are we going to stay a merchant republic the entire time? I mean, we lose our speed of integration. We do have trade capacity. That's cool. I just don't really think I can have the nobility take control here. That's cool, they have a little bit of flavor text too. If you're a republic becoming a monarchy. Wealthy nobility have accumulated too much power, so we just need to become a monarchy. Except that they haven't, so it doesn't make sense for us. I also don't think we have any event to become a monarchy. Oh, hold on. It does mention monarchy in this event. If we are Genoa, if Bastia is owned by us, and it is, well, this is confusing. I mean, the time has already passed for it to happen, but I guess, like, you could become a monarchy? Maybe? Dude, what are these events? I've never even considered these existing. I think we probably messed up a lot of the Genoese events by taking over Constantinople, actually. Ooh, what if we become an admiralty regime? Wouldn't that be interesting? How about becoming a Protestant theocracy? Could happen, maybe. Okay, so no Kingdom of Italy for us. Unfortunate. Tragic, even. Yeah, Admiralty Republic is something you don't see very often, that is true. I think because it's just a little bit redundant at times. Like, usually you have enough naval. Alright, with the Guelphs and Ghibellines over, I actually don't have a reason to fight Florence. Oh yeah. Our truce is over, though. Maybe I should just fight them anyway. I do want Pisa. I mean, it's a really wealthy city on the coast. So I kind of want Pisa. In that case, I think what I'll do is I'll probably pick up something here. Promote maritime trade, sure. And then we're gonna go and fabricate a CB to take Pisa. You know what, let me just grab a few diplomats. How far I could go with this whole Navy thing. Because remember, I do also have the Strait of Gibraltar kind of locked down here. Well, not really locked down, but you know what I mean. Like, we have presence here. We actually could go exploring. It's not the age of exploration yet, but I think that would be really interesting for us to go exploring. We do kind of, in theory, have the range based off of this. So we could actually start expanding our ventures around the coast of Africa. And maybe into the New World. But then our population would be kinda small, so who knows what we're gonna do with that. Oh, insulting them only increased their opinion. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I know. I'm too nice of a circle leader. I'm too based. I'm too goated. Everybody loves me too much. So I have to spend stability whenever I invade people. Elevate Provence? No, elevate Padua. Alright, now you... Tragically, I do want Pisa. Oh, coinage is done. Oops. I do that a lot, actually. Need your wisdom trying to do Brandenburg into Prussia. I need 2 provinces from Poland, but they're allied to Bohemia and Hungary. I'm not sure 30,000 versus 230,000 is to your advantage. That is a tough one. Bohemia and Poland? I mean, if you could ally either Bohemia or... probably not Poland. If you could try to ally Bohemia, maybe, to see if you can... I mean, if they hate you, then it's different, but if they don't hate you, then maybe you can try to isolate from allies. I don't even know if I can showcase that, because we just got rid of the Papal States, which is, I think, the last ally we had. Oops. Well, yeah, anyway, if you have an ally, I think with enough favors, you can isolate them from their other allies. So maybe you can do that, or see if you can wait for Bohemia to end up in some kind of a war. If it's early enough, then when the Hussite Wars fire, that'll be a perfect opportunity for you. If it is not early enough, if the Hussite Wars have already ended, then that's really unfortunate. Poland, yeah, I mean, also if Poland is willing to sell those locations, but I figure they probably don't like you, so... There's that possibility, maybe. Or yeah, if you can attack another Polish ally, that makes it an easier war, it's just 2 locations. Got back into the game with 1.3 is the Ottomans, and I'm always broke now. Do you have any advice? I haven't really played the Ottomans, so I don't know how it plays out in terms of whether or not you should directly own stuff. But sort of as a rule of thumb, if you have really low control in a lot of places because you have poor proximity, then you should probably delegate those to subjects. It's probably going to save a lot of money for you on the cost of court. And the cost of diplomacy. Not doing as well as I would have liked to here, but I think we're going to be alright. No, Pope, don't run. Need to increase my war score. Florentine mercenaries? Give me like 4 days. Thanks for waiting. Now I'll attack you. I think what I'll do is probably shift consolidate. So a lot of these levies actually could be condensed into smaller units, but when they're raised up, they have like, oh, we have 1 unit with 23 troops in it, you know? And since entire units fill up the frontage, it's kind of like an EU4, you want to make sure your units are always like the maximum size per unit. Anyway, I did just cross a river, that was a bad idea. My commander sucks? Wait... Why am I getting -1 from the commander bonus? Is he just that bad? Do we both suck at our jobs? -1 each? Okay, in this war, you know, conveniently, I only really want Pisa. So while I could take more, is there really much benefit? I could take money, but trying to make a lot of money already. I mean, how bad is this? I did force everybody into the HRE, so, you know, it could be pretty bad. And it is looking pretty bad. If you think about it, playing as the Ghibellines, as a merchant republic, is kind of just nerfing yourself for absolutely no reason. Like, when you really consider it for a second, what did I get out of playing for the Ghibellines? I get to use the mint coinage interaction. I get this button. That's a good one. I do like this button. I get protection from the Emperor, but we don't really need protection from the Emperor because we also make the third highest income out of all the countries we are aware of. The Emperor can't really protect us. We're doing a really solid job of it ourselves. In hindsight, what was I cooking? I was cooking up some roleplay. That's what I was cooking. Every time you make some kind of decision that in hindsight didn't help you even slightly in any way, you can just call it roleplay. Hey Alien, sorry if I don't get to everybody's questions. Sometimes the chat moves a little faster and I end up missing them. But let's see. You're saying that you found yourself doing nothing and waiting for you're not sure what in EU5. Well, you do have to, I guess, be proactive in deciding what you want to do. As much as EU5 is a reactive game, things happen around you, you also want to have a general goal to decide what you want to do. And that goal is kind of up to you. Yeah, it kind of depends like what country you're playing as. I could understand if you're playing Portugal, you don't really end up doing much because, I mean, you're Portugal. You could actually invade Castile as Portugal. It's a tough one, but it can be done. If you want to do that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, you want to like build up your economy and stuff. Like, there's stuff to do. Like, do you want to make a bunch of money? Well, you'll want to learn more about the economy, I suppose, right? Do you want to be big on the map? Do you want to be the cultural hegemon? Do you want to make colonies? Do you want to be a chill guy? Do you want to unite the HRE? Do you You want to play tall? You want to play wide? Do you want to shoot yourself in the foot by playing as the Ghibellines as Merchant Republic? Anyway, I will take money and I will take Pisa. Surely this won't be too controversial. Surely. Oh yeah, long-term goals like what the country managed historically. That's also a good one. Want to play historical England or something? Demand unlawful territory. Listen here, Emperor. If it weren't for me, this territory wouldn't be in the Empire. So I don't think you understand this relationship, alright? Florence is in the Empire because of me. So how about you just chill out for a second, okay? Also, hi, Animal. Didn't have a question, by the way. Yeah, I figured. No worries. Like, for example, what is our goal in this campaign? To make infinite money. So to do that, as a merchant republic, I am improving relations with countries to allow me to build trade offices in their countries, get more trade capacity, so that I can sell more things. I should actually just like shift click that. So we're building a bunch of trade offices across Europe so that we can increase our trade income. And then with that trade income, we make more trade offices. Ooh.
It's not Visa, but it's still legal tender, I swear.
Hold on. Whenever I get one of those donos, I remember I have to open Streamlabs. Although I have a feeling I know who it is, because there's one person that usually donates through Streamlabs. But it sort of, it helps to check. The one thing that doesn't show up in my feed. Give me 1 second. Wait, is it in Streamlabs or Stream Elements? Oh, never mind. Okay, it is in Streamlabs. Thank you very much. It is, actually, it was anonymous, sent in a whole $25. Thank you very much. Not Visa, but it's still legal tender, I swear. It's questionable. Where'd you get these 25 Canadian dollars? Where'd you get these doubloons from? 1 second. I remember correctly, I played Florence and Kiev. I was quite experienced in the last game and learned most when playing small tags. Big ones are quite boring to me. Based, real, true. Just didn't know how to progress, I suppose. Yeah, because the gameplay loop for EU5 is very different from EU4. It's based on your proximity, and you have to build up control. And then your control doesn't even guarantee money, because you have to worry about how much you can tax from your population. So it is quite a bit more complicated than EU4 to get off the ground. So I understand that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to it. And I think you definitely do learn more from playing small countries in EU5 than you do playing large countries. Let's see, I do definitely want somebody with decent military. Yeah, you suck with military. My stupid, incompetent brother here. But he's in the cabinet because he's loyal. Alright, well, we're going to start integrating Pisa. We actually don't need to become more innovative right now, so you know what? We're going to increase control in here. Yeah, 70% control in this gold mine would be fantastic. Did you know every time you reject a demand for money from your Imperial Circle, it decreases Circle satisfaction? Yup. That's the best part. That's what we're here for. Yeah, it is actually kind of annoying, though. Yep, and there is no cooldown on it for the AI, that's true. So that's the thing, like whenever it pops up, you either decide, okay, I'm not going to accept any of these requests for a year, or you're just going to take the first one. Because there's really no benefit to waiting halfway through and letting like 7 of them expire and then accepting it. There we go, we've annexed Arborea. We also have a silver mine that we're going to start stacking. Not only are we going to start stacking it, but... is this Upper Bergregal rights? Mining charter. Oh, maybe we don't get Upper Bergregal. Or whatever that's called. Because I don't... I think we need to be Dutch or something for that. Maybe. Never mind. Okay. So we have the mining town privilege for this. I mean, that's not great. It's not preferred, but I guess it's alright. Because if you are a rural location, you get, I think, double, plus 100%. Yeah. So it's still a town. You know what? I just don't think it's worth making this a town. Like, we should downgrade this. It would make far more money as a dedicated silver mine. Oh, also, yeah, we have burger land rights, which means in towns and cities we have minus 20%. Okay, I'm gonna downgrade this. That gives us 3 extra possible silver mines. The gold mine used to have 10 control in 1.0. What changed? Not just like in 1.0, but like for much of this campaign, this gold mine had very low control. So, I mean, what changed is we integrated it, so that's 20% max control. It has 25% proximity. That's, I think, also 20% control? 18%, almost 19. We have a bailiff, and we're also using the increased province control temporary modifier to bump it all the way up to its maximum of 70%. And then once we remove the guy who's doing his job here, it will slowly tick down, but at the very least, it will start at, you know, at 70% before it starts ticking down. And then, yes, you're right, I should build a bailiff here once I have the money. What nation would you recommend that has quite clear goals in the entire game? Oh. That is a tough one. A clear goal the entire game? Well, I mean, every country sort of has a goal generally, but they're always kind of short-term because we don't have the ambition system implemented. Like later on, I think in the next update, or like in 2 updates, they do kind of want to have an ambitions system. But for now, we have a couple of like short-term goals. So like if you're playing Naples, you know, you're gonna want to be the leader of the Guelphs. That's your short-term goal. Medium-term goal, maybe form Italy. Long-term, do whatever you want after that. So Naples is a good one. They were actually my first like big campaign, I think. And then I also played Scotland. Now they might have a bit of a tough start. I haven't really played Scotland since the game released, so that might be a tough one. But Scotland, kind of the same thing where, well, not the same thing, but you're gonna want to beat up England and like slowly consume the British Isles, maybe form Britain if you want to, that kind of thing. Castile's main goals at the start are establishing control in the country, which is pretty big. So you have to sort of fight your estates a little bit, since I think everything in here is actually cored. Like most of it is cored in Castile, so you can't release them as subjects. And then you want to form Spain by invading Granada, taking over Aragon, do whatever you want with Portugal, I guess. What else do we have here? Bohemia has like kind of a weird one, where if you really want to, you can just form the HRE. That's a very clear and easy path for Bohemia. Just sort of play politics in the HRE and then form the actual country. You could also decide to go Hussite, make a Hussite Holy Roman Empire, or leave the empire, be Hussite, and spread the heresy across Europe. You could... Muscovy is a bit of an interesting one. Generally, you want to break free of the Golden Horde. They're going to fall apart. You form Russia. You're pretty big. You expand east. Other than that, I mean, you know, there are a few options there already. But at some point, eventually, you're going to find yourself looking for something extra that you'll just have to figure out yourself what you want to do with that campaign. Do you prefer mercantilism or free market? Good question. It kind of depends. Everyone's favorite answer. Depends on the country you're playing. I think mercantilism is better if you have... I think if you have colonial subjects, maybe it's better? I don't have the stats pulled up in front of me, so I don't really remember, but I think mercantilism gives you better market protection, so everything stays within your market. And free trade, I think, gives you more trade capacity or efficiency or something. So I think the difference is between having large markets versus small markets. Small markets inherently need more trade capacity to move things around, because large markets do internal trade automatically without needing trade capacity. Mercantilisms for big countries with multiple markets? Yeah, that might be what I'm trying to get at here. That's probably a better way of putting it. Yeah, mercantilism I think is for big countries with multiple markets, and then free trade is for if you're like a small country and you just want to make a bunch of money. So if free trade were enabled, then as Genoa right now, we'd probably play with free trade because that's kind of what we want to do. We're not so interested in having like a major big market that has all of Italy in it, because we have so much trade capacity and it's so free for us to build that we are very happy with just doing as much trade as possible. We have high trade efficiency, that's one of our main benefits. Can you make the entire Mediterranean into one trade node? Yes, you can. It is possible. I don't think you should, but it could happen. Like, you could do it. If you delete every other market, then yes, the Mediterranean could become part of one market. But then you'd also have to get rid of the markets that are a little too close, because they're going to consume some of the territories on the fringes. Yeah, you could, it's just not a good idea. Oh, is that a coalition? I barely even did anything. Defensive league. Oh, I forgot I was in this. Forgot we were in a defensive league together. I don't think we need that, but whatever. So Milan, I'm actually kind of okay with fighting this coalition. I don't really see any issues with this. What I should do, though, as well, is make a few more armories. We're not quite maxed out on the armories. And then what's this? Handgunners? Right, okay. Maybe we could get like 1 or 2 regiments of handgunners. Look at that income, though. Ooh, that's beautiful. Look at that money. More than Egypt. More than the Papal States, collecting infinite tithes. More than Bohemia with all their gold. More than Castile with all their... I don't even know what they do in Castile. Merino wool, I think? I think that's their thing, maybe? Only France makes more money than we do. But yeah, I think we could just declare that war. Who are you fighting? Because you're allied to Austria, so... Fighting France. France has no CB to Luxembourg. Oh dear God. That's like most of the HRE fighting France. And the worst part, they're gonna lose. Seeing this map mode and knowing that France is gonna win this is horrifying. Well, good luck with that. None of my business, though. Probably should have somebody in charge of the Navy. You know what? Maybe the Doge could be in charge of the Navy. We want to actually get ourselves up to higher Navy, though. It's going to be kind of tough. Oh, right, fortification licenses. I do actually need to get rid of that. Aw, man, you suck at your job, but I need crown power. Fine. Speaking of which, who's not bad at their job? Everyone here just sucks. Oh, I remember saying I shouldn't make a prime minister or a head of the cabinet because the dynasty changes too much. But he's 31. He's probably not going to die for like 20 years. If I have to suffer another, like, I don't know, 10 years with slightly reduced crown power, I think I can live with that. You know that guy's dead in 3 years? Whoa, 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 whoa. He'll be fine. One of the other things I've noticed is that naval transportation is very unresponsive compared to an EU4, it's like instant. Where do you think you're going? Like, it just takes so long for them to decide to move. Like, the troops are on the ships. It's been like 4 days. Can we get going? They've been on the ships for 4 days. That is another thing I would like to see improved a little bit. Because it means that whenever you move troops, it feels like you have to do it manually, otherwise you're waiting like double the time you should be waiting. No, don't group up. I need to kill you. Not too confident about this peace deal, to be honest, or this fight. The game is confident, but I'm not. Although they have very little heavy cavalry, so maybe I should be more confident. Yeah, they have very few heavy infantry, very few heavy cavalry. They have... What is that? Is that a whole artillery? Is that 1,000? It kind of clips off, so I can't tell. That might be 1,000 artillery. I don't have any. So that is a little bit concerning. I'll consolidate some of these smaller regiments. I don't like that I upgrade crossbowmen into the handgunners. I don't like that at all. Because they're two very different units that serve different purposes. Like, if you compare the Genoese crossbowmen to handgunners, it's a little bit of a downgrade. These guys have higher initiative, these guys have lower... Like, it's a difference of 6 initiative between these two units. The reason why the handgunners are useful, I think, is because they give morale damage. So having them on the side is useful, so that you can crush your enemy's flanks sooner, but they're not really like main combat units. Like, I would have one of these, maybe, just to help decrease morale faster. Anyway, not yet. Okay, yeah, we've won that. Nice. Really like having cav on the sides. It makes light and heavy infantry / cavalry to have a first and second wave. I just let the game figure it out. I figure if the game is automatically selecting one of these, like if I balance it out and it's automatically selected, I figure the AI is doing the same thing. But fair enough, if we have cavalry on the flanks and the AI has like a balanced approach, then maybe we can crush the flanks sooner. Or maybe put all the cavalry to one flank. Why are my clergy Lombard? Okay. Oh yeah, Byzantium's in this. You know what? I actually am gonna take your stuff. Honestly, that's your fault. If I wasn't meant to take the rest of the Byzantine land, then maybe Byzantium shouldn't have joined. We can get Savoy out. Perfect. Because you know what I'm going to take. They don't want me to take that. Many countries would be upset by this. And that's not even the main war goal. That's going to be Milan. Is Italy real, or is it like Anne Benar where it's just made up? It's up to interpretation. Maybe the real Italy is in our hearts. Since you play Meta Ghibelline Merchant Republic, maybe you should play Meta Mediterranean Trade Mode. I do seem to have an appreciation for, yeah, metas. Maybe next I'll play Naval Oirat in EU4. Something I actually do appreciate about EU5 though is that it has some very funny LARP capabilities. Like if you really want to, you could change your values to be something very specific, and there's a government reform for that. There's always a government reform for something. Like, oh, you wanna play a peasant republic? Yeah, you can just do that. Whenever you want to, you can just do that. You wanna have tyranny of the capital? You get a whole extra cabinet action for that. Free subject plutocracy, enlightened leadership. And I like that it's not just some benefits, but you also get cabinet actions, you get buildings. It really feels like you're kind of crafting a government form over time, and I like that. What if I want to be a mega military dictatorship? Okay, so centralization, traditionalist, okay, tyranny of the capital. So you reduce your revoke privilege cost and you can align your estates. So boom. That's one aspect of dictatorship, okay? You align the estates with your interests. Military order, I guess that's a thing too. You can do that. You can have the black chambers, right? To disappear people. Actually, this one's kind of weird. Just 10% spy network construction and counterespionage. And then some innovativeness. Yeah, some of the LARP ones are actually not that good, unfortunately. But yeah, you can have military regime. There it is. Yeah, general staff election. The LARP possibilities are off the charts. Is there an anarchy utopian state? I don't think so. I think the closest you're going to get is peasant republic. Like if you want a utopian state. Depends, what's your flavor of utopia? You want like an agrarian communal utopia? Because boom, there we go, agrarian community. Charter of religious freedoms. Don't we love that? What else do we have here? We've got our peasant republic, of course. What else do we have for that? Local army organization. That seems kind of anarchy to me. And then you can do your enlightened leadership or something. Commoner council rights. Diff Martian maxing? Exactly. Asymmetrical warfare in case people try to invade your little commune. I might actually do a run like that, where I just play as a little Little commune, just chilling. Asymmetrical warfare is actually pretty strong. Yeah, I've heard people talk about how attrition is actually pretty powerful. Like, people are saying I should have picked up the, I was playing Manchu. The first god you pick up, some people are saying you should pick the death god for the attrition. Oh, hello there. How many people am I fighting still? 5,000? So it's mostly just you. Oh, okay, that is not in the right place. Kinda hoping I can just convince Milan to fully surrender by destroying all of their troops. Also, Byzantium. Yeah, we're taking that. What do you mean, no? Okay, then suffer. Is this 1.3.11? It is. We are very slightly nerfed as a merchant republic. Very slightly. Can I please have this? No. Okay. True, it isn't really a nerf because we do get the plus 10% trading floor. But it's a nerf relative to everybody else. It's a nerf because it makes everybody else stronger while making us only slightly stronger. Ooh, free city. Why do you have no garrison? Why is there nobody here? You stopped paying for the city walls? That's super funny. Oh right, yeah, everybody wants money. Of course. If you think about it, I'm actually being benevolent and uplifting the economic development of much of Europe, because now everybody who's producing stuff can have their goods sent to market and traded for a good price. We're actually doing a service to all of Europe if you really think about it. Okay, I'm gonna save because I'm about to get an extreme amount of antagonism. It's gonna be a lot. Because we're gonna take all of this. And then we're also going to take Milan. Oh yeah, I can become Sardinia Piedmont. It is unfortunate that we don't get anything for doing this. 0 risk, but 0 reward. Interesting. Technically, so long as you're not making them unable to use their trade capacity, you're correct. Hey, listen, no one said anything. Listen, we might be out-competing the local merchants, alright? But I think actually if they didn't want to get out-competed, they should offer a better service. So, checkmate. Oh, I kind of forgot that. Yeah, we might want to get some people down here, actually. Do I have like 1,000 people I can drop down there? What if I get like 1 crossbowman, 1 cavalryman, and 1 man-at-arms? Let's let them recover a little bit. Did you say capitalism? A little bit of early capitalism, a little bit of early capital economy, maybe. Just a little bit. Sooner or later, we're gonna be responsible for like 1/4 of the trade in Europe. Oh, my bad. Need to give people food. Turns out, people starve if you don't give them food. It's crazy. Oh, nice, they've surrendered. Nice. Okay, well, Byzantium, yeah, we're just gonna take everything. Just gonna take all of, all your stuff. Yoink. Milan. Can take your capital. Yeah, they're not gonna like that very much. It appears my superiority is leading to a bit of controversy. It'll be fine. Wait, who are you? You're a different country? Oh. Give me 1 second. Ooh, also, local council, kind of goated. We want one in Lucca. It's only like 2.5% control. But in Italy, you have so many big cities that it's actually worth building them. Is this game actually fun without mission trees like EU4? It's definitely engaging enough that even without having a broad, long-term goal, there's still stuff for you to do and figure out, just with the mechanics as they are. If you're the kind of person who is totally chill with like sandbox games and that kind of thing, then you're probably going to have fun with it. Because it is kind of self-directed at the moment, but you do have a couple of tools to play with. A couple of toys to play with, really. Like, the HRE is interesting now. Elves and the Ghibellines are interesting. I think you're going to find there's a lot more content as it is in Europe than anywhere else, which makes a lot of sense. But there is still a lot of content outside of Europe. You'll be surprised by how much content there is even for a tag like Haudenosaunee. Or if you're playing as like the Aztecs or the Inca, like there actually is quite a bit of content in this game. Pretty much no matter where you play. Except for extremely niche places. Like there's no content in Madagascar. There are also only like 6 tags in Madagascar. Is this too controversial? Yeah, I might be doing a little too much with this one. One of the interesting things is that I think the more antagonism you have, the more it stacks. Yeah. Yeah, that's a mechanic. Okay, one moment. If it's this bad, then I actually will use my Diplo interaction. Diplomatic endeavors. Yeah, it's pretty bad as it is already. I haven't even taken Milan yet. Oops. What's wrong with Madagascar? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like... in the game, like, there's just nothing going on there. Like, there's no content. Are you guys ready to fight a lot of wars? Because I'm getting ready to fight a lot of wars. Because I think I want to take their capital. Capital doesn't even have that much money. I'm definitely doing too much with this war. Anyway, we're going to take it. Now isn't that a beautiful map? Okay, time to work on PR. See, the interesting thing is, a lot of countries actually kind of like me. So they might still not join the coalition. $1,200 ducats. You cannot be worth that much. A mid artist and 10% building construction efficiency for 15 years. I would have to spend like 12,000 nuggets for this guy to pay for himself. Yeah, I don't think so. I just don't think so. Surely I'm not about to get Giga Coalitioned. Surely. They wouldn't do that to me. Oh yeah, you get to have territory. Actually, isn't there like a gold mine in here? No, there's silver over here though. Okay. That's what I was thinking of. What's your proximity? Kind of mid, actually. You know what? You don't get to be a subject that has all this. You have too much. I'm gonna make a new subject. I could release Byzantium. That is super funny. No, never mind. Unless there's somebody else here, but those cultures don't line up, so I don't think so. We can release Morea, though. See, I made a subject here because I needed someone to hold on to this. I'm wondering if maybe I should just give this subject everything. Yeah, I probably should. Maybe they'll move their capital or something. Because I know I can move their capital, but isn't it for my cost, not theirs? I think it's at their cost. Oh, did they change that? I mean, wait until I have a diplomat and we'll check. Elevate country in the circle? Yeah, sure, you can have that. You can move their capital and they'll just move it back? No, surely. Surely they wouldn't do that. Oh no, a little coalition. How could you do this to me? I've done nothing to you. You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses. You should not have spent that diplomat. I was going to do that to move the capital, and I forgot. You know what might be an interesting game, actually? Switzerland. I've never even considered playing Switzerland yet. What would you even do with Switzerland, though? Become the bank. That's what you do with Switzerland. You become everybody's bank. Full defensive Switzerland, then declare war on France and watch as 700,000 Frenchmen die on the border or something. I don't know. We make another guide for EU5? Maybe. Maybe I'll make a little one whenever each DLC releases. Not much of a guide guy anymore. Establish trade insurance. That's really funny. We get trust recovery. Do people not trust me? No, they do. Of course they do. Who would possibly distrust us? Maybe I'll support the state, and I'll get rid of fortification licenses. Or, you know what? Maybe I'll get rid of burger land rights. I don't want this. $60 to revoke this privilege? That is quite hefty. Pretty soon we can get 20 more stability from the commoners, though, so we are actually going to revoke that from the burghers, because I do not like this privilege. And in this case, they are actually still happy enough that that shouldn't be an issue. Let's go, #1 income in all of Europe. We're so back. I love producing nothing and just being the middleman moving inventory. Let's see, it is getting pretty close to 5 o'clock. You know what I might do? I think we're actually in a pretty good position to maybe call it for today, just because there's not really much we can do for the time being. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to make a second subject. Oops. Yeah, let's do that. But right now, we have so much antagonism that if we took anything, the antagonism would only, like, quadruple. And, yeah, it's gonna take a long time for people to forget about all the stuff I've been doing. Like, a really long time. Might have taken a little too much. I think that's one of the hidden parts of antagonism that people don't really notice until it becomes too late, and then it gets really annoying, is that your antagonism actually stacks exponentially. Like, the more antagonism you have with somebody, the more antagonism you get from doing anything. So that's how you get to numbers like 300 here. So it's going to take a long time for these countries to forget about my crimes. But fortunately, the other ones are not as upset. So we're still going to have to wait like 30 years before they are no longer unhappy. Wonder if people know you can get negative AE by improving relations? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, that negative AE, it's important to remember that the negative AE that you get from here, or antagonism, you know, doesn't actually remove the antagonism from peace treaty demands. So I'm pretty sure this number is the one that keeps on accumulating. I don't know if improving relations actually affects the way that additional antagonism gets applied. Maybe. Oh, yeah, yeah. You can get AE under 0 to prepare for land grabs. That's true. Yeah, I've just realized we might, I might have painted us into a bit of a corner here. Maybe. It really just means that at the start of the next stream, I can't really do too much. Well, I mean, I could. I can make people more upset. That's always an option. But I think everyone in Italy is going to hate us forever, maybe. Oh, right. In regards to changing capital. What does that cost? Ooh, 7 ducats now. There you go. But surely that's not going to be my 20 stability, right? To move a subject's capital? Surely? Surely? Oh, what do you know? You know what? That is a fantastic change. Very happy about that. Yeah, just conquer the people who are upset. True. If I improve relations with everybody who matters, then surely it won't really matter if I just invade the people who are upset. Like, all I really have to do is improve relations with these guys, and it'll be fine. Okay, for real this time though, I might actually end off the stream here. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna save, because I would maybe form Sardinia Piedmont, but not if I hate the map color, and definitely not if we remove the name Superb Republic. If we're no longer a Superb Republic, then I don't want it. Form Greece. I mean, I guess I do own parts of Greece. Anyway. Sardinia Piedmont. Just the regular Republic of Sardinia Piedmont? That's boring. Suddenly we're no longer superb? That's ridiculous. Yeah, okay, never mind. We are not going to be forming Sardinia Piedmont. Unless, hold on, unless we get some events for it. Do we get events for this? I don't think so. We have the Troubles of Corsica, which will pop up several times. But that's just part of being Genoa. Yeah, we're not going to be Sardinia Piedmont. Although the map color's nice. But I need to be a superb republic. Well, that loads, or whatever, because I will take a little screenshot afterwards. We're going to go ahead and call it for today, but I'm going to see if anybody's streaming right now. I always stream a little bit late, though, so very rarely is somebody else streaming. Let's take a look. If somebody is, they're not popping up on my Twitch timeline, or my Twitch options, which most of the time they would. Yeah, okay. So instead of rating, we'll just call it there for today. So, I want to thank everybody for showing up to today's stream as we continue through this Genoa campaign. The amount of antagonism we have taken has made me realize that maybe it's worth starting fresh with a campaign at some point. I don't know. We are like 5 streams deep into this one. So I don't know if I want to continue it or if I want to start something new. Maybe play a little bit faster, possibly. Who knows? We did get to a nice point though, 1430. Almost 100 years into the campaign. And the thing is, we're just extremely rich right now. Okay, that number is not correct. But we're just obscenely wealthy. Could be interesting to keep on playing. But maybe I'll do a little poll, see what people want to see. Maybe. I'll probably do that in the Discord or on the community tab in YouTube, so we'll see about that. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. I will see you again tomorrow morning. Don't forget, we are going to be playing RimWorld for the first time. Not literally my first time playing RimWorld, but it might as well be because I don't really play RimWorld. So I have no idea what's going on. I'm going to be relying heavily on chat to make sure that I don't immediately lose. Although, who knows, it is a tough game from what I have experienced so far, and not knowing much about it is kind of like playing EU4 or EU5 for the first 5 to 10 hours. Like, you just don't know what's going on, and you get curb stomped, so we should expect things to be a lot of fun tomorrow. Just came and you're leaving? Sorry, guy from Anatolia, but unfortunately, we're going to be ending today's stream. At the very least, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, though. It'll be a much nicer time. And if this guy truly is from Anatolia, then the timelines should line up. Because it'll be like 4 p.m. for you, I think. That's a pretty decent time. Anyway, we are calling it there. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Friday evening. And if I don't see you tomorrow, then a wonderful rest of your weekend. Otherwise, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye, bit.